So I think we'll make a start. So thank you very much for joining today's webinar. I'll be providing a demonstration of our live benchmarking tool, as you may have seen in the HR Ninjas community. You're very welcome to post any questions as I go through, and there will be an opportunity at the end for a Q&A as well. So we can unmute you and you can ask any questions. You're also very welcome to suggest any additional benchmarks that you want me to search via the tool. As I go through explaining how it works, I'll also be talking through a few scenarios as well, just to kind of think about some real life examples. So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. So here we have the login page for the platform. So I will log in. And this takes you to the homepage of the platform. So before I run an initial search and run through a particular scenario, I'll just give you a very brief overview of how the platform works. So we get our data from job postings. We do that across almost every job board that you can think about, including LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Reed, Indeed, Total Jobs, etc. We gather the data pretty much every day. We clean it, we deduplicate it, and it's live the next day. What that means is you get to search for data that's more of the moment and more reflective of the current competitive market. So unlike salary surveys, which take a snapshot in time and very often have a long lead-in time and almost go out of date as soon as it's published, because we gather data every day, it is maybe a true reflection of the market and what pay levels that you need to set. So we do capture data every day, as I say, but we do archive it as well. So it's not as if you have to search one day, you can actually search up to 1 year. You can search any time period in between, which again is great if you're looking at trending data, or you just want to increase the sample size as well for a particular role that you are looking for. We also obviously don't collect data from companies, so there is no data submission with membership to HR DataHub, and also we're not restricted by it. So as you can imagine, as a salary survey provider, you can only give back results which whereby companies have submitted data to you, whereas we gather data from any and every company across the UK. And that can be very small companies that don't participate in salary surveys, but are a true competitor of yours. So the breadth of data that we have is really good. And that means we cover all of the sectors, all of the jobs, and all of the different size companies. So the actual size of the data is really quite incredible in terms of the platform. What that allows you to do is to search for jobs which you wouldn't necessarily find in salary surveys. So you can go in, you can search by a job title, multiple job titles or keyword, and in combination search job descriptions. So if you are looking for that niche job, I don't know, a welder grade 5 or a site chemist, then it's a great tool to actually get some real life data and a much better match into potentially those roles that you just haven't been able to get data on previously. So again, it's very powerful in terms of doing that. And also, because we do search job descriptions, you can filter down data by a whole load of different attributes, including skills, qualifications, experience, any keywords or phrases that you want. So again, becoming very much more precise in terms of what you are searching for. And we also allow you to search across the UK. So it's not just here's some data for the UK, it's actually here's some data for a town or a city or a county or a region. Or if you want to do England or Wales, or you can do the whole of the UK if you wanted to. So again, it allows you to be much more precise and picking up any particular hotspots that are happening across the country, which again is very powerful to use. And also, we allow you to search by company name because there's no confidentiality here. All of our data is open source. You can openly share all of the results and all of the data with whomever you like. And with that, there's no minimum data sampling. So there's no aggregation. There's no minimum 5 companies. You get to see every single bit of data and every single job associated with that. So if you want to do a search on your competitor and get a competitor analysis, then you can do that. So that's just a very brief overview of the tool. I'm now going to just run through a couple of scenarios just to show you in practice how it works. As I said, if you've got any questions as I go through, please post them. If at the end you want me to benchmark any of your jobs, then again, you can post that. Just need the role title or keywords in a location, and any kind of additional skills that maybe you want to search for. So let's have a look first of all at a data scientist. So I put in data scientist, as you can see here. What it'll also do is bring up other jobs that are associated with that, just to help you think about other jobs that you may want to combine the search with. Just to be clear though, you can put in as many job titles as you want, and it doesn't have to be a job title. It can just be a keyword, for example, in there to be able to find the right data. But crucially, this search is the job title of the roles that you're looking for. You can then go for a location, leave it blank as a whole of the UK, or you can filter it down into different areas. For now, we're going to keep it blank. And then, as I said before, you can search back up to a year. So we have a date picker on here, or you can do a quick search by changing the time here. So then we click search. And it shows us that a data scientist in the UK is currently earning £60,000 per year. The sample is very strong. So we've got almost 800, which is an incredible data set and very confident. If you were to go to market generally looking for a data scientist, then you'd be looking to pay 60K. What's really interesting though is the salary trend. So you can imagine you've got the data from your salary surveys. You're saying, okay, the salary surveys, the data was a snapshot maybe 6-8 months ago. You've said, okay, this earns 55,000. So then you've told the business 55,000 is where you're going to go and hopefully recruit for. So they've gone out to market, and obviously they're struggling to get people to apply or to accept offers. But 55K is the right one. So what's happening here? Well, actually, it may be the market's moved. And that's what we can do on the tool. We can say to you, actually, it was that, but now it's moved to 60K. And actually, it's trended up 5%. So you can say in real time, okay, actually, 55K is not getting us the talent we need. So we need to move it to 60K. So it gives you that kind of feel for over that time period in terms of what's happening and how you can match and compete with the market. Some other things you may be interested in on here as well is we give you quartile information, which is on here. We also give you kind of how hot the market is with this red line. And you also have the distribution of pay here. And you can drag these in to cut the market. So you could say, don't show me anything above 100. Don't show me anything below 30. So you can tighten the market up a little bit just to make sure you're kind of getting the right size of job that you're looking for. Also, you can look for day rate. So day rate contractors. So if I quickly switch to that, for example, we'll go, okay, so if you're looking for a data scientist, you're looking at £525 per day. And the trend is up 18%. So if you have contractors, then that rate is skyrocketing at the moment for data scientists. So 525 per day is kind of the median rate. And then you do have an hourly rate as well, which is less relevant for this, but hey, some people do it, so £45 per hour. So let's go back. And you can view all three, but it won't aggregate together as charts, of course, because they're different methodologies. The really powerful part, though, is you actually get to see the data. So all of the data that made up the benchmark, you can see on here. So I can click on here, for example. This is a data scientist for the Bank of England. And you can go in and you can kind of see exactly what is entailed in the job here. So just to make sure it's a really good fit. If it's not, just simply delete it off. Just hit the little cross button. And also, you can download all of this lovely data into Excel. So you can download it all to Excel and you can do whatever kind of analysis that you wanted to do, which again is really powerful. You can go in and do any analysis that you can think of. And you can, of course, download all of the charts. But it may be, again, you may be, actually, we're going to market 60K for a data scientist, but we're still not quite getting the applicants that we want. So actually, what you probably need to do is look at your location. So maybe you are based in London. So you know, we've said to you, so salary servers have said 55,000. We've said the UK national has actually moved to 60. So what's happening in London? So let's click London and then we do search. So in London, you're actually looking to pay 70K. So that's where you start to look at location. So you're going out to market in London at 60. Actually, that doesn't do it really. So you kind of you have to be able to look location wise. This could be anywhere across the country, of course. So not just London. That's probably an extreme, but you'd have to be going out competitively at 70K. What's really interesting though is actually it's a downward market in terms of salary trend. So it's actually down 10%. So actually it's a market that potentially is going slightly down. So you could go out on a point at 70, but it is something you probably need to keep an eye on because actually it may be the market is slightly dipping to these roles and something you may want to keep an eye on as well. So you got to 70K, and then you still may not be getting the talent you want at 70. So you go, okay, so what are we looking for here? Maybe there's some key skills in the job description. Maybe there's some key skills that have a market premium. So what you can do is go into additional filters, and maybe you are looking for machine learning. So we add machine learning. So what this part does is search the job description. So what we're looking for is only bringing back job descriptions that include machine learning. We can always call it ML as well. So we click search. Here we are. So now it's 75,000. So because actually, if you want a data scientist that can come in and do some machine learning for you, there's a 5K premium. So again, we've started off, you're going to market at 55,000 for a salary survey, normal salary survey. You've gone on here and you've done a UK, what has the market moved? Okay, yeah, it's 60K. Actually, we're still not getting anybody. Okay, we're based in London. So what's the London rate? Okay, 70K. Okay, we're still not getting anybody. So what's happening here? Maybe there's some key skills that have a premium in the market. So we've added in those key skills and they've gone out to 75K, and therefore you're hopefully getting the right level of applicants come in and obviously getting the right talent. And this would obviously work with retaining talent as well. One other thing you may also want to do is you want to understand what your competitors are doing as well. So I'm just going to choose one at random. This may be an agency, but let's have a look at data tech, for example. You can say, I just want data from this company. So I click search. So now it's just bringing back roles that are advertised by data tech, as you can see on here. So you can go right down into a company. You can also leave everything blank as well. So if I keep everything blank and say, I want all the data for SSE. So I click search. And it brings back all the data that's been advertised by SSE, as you can see. So it's just SSE on here, and you can see all of their data. They're very pay transparent as a company. So that's it. That's kind of how it works. It's really simple, really easy to use. The key thing here is just making sure you put in the right search terms. In the future, we will be adding in benefits, which is probably the biggest change that we're doing this year. So adding in things like bonus, healthcare, pensions, analysis of hybrid working, remote working. That's kind of the next big thing, as well as lots of improvements in terms of the data and the filters, and lots of other things that we're adding to this year. So I just wanted to open it up if you wanted me to benchmark any roles for you, or indeed if you have any questions. So I'm just going to go into the chat. Okay, so that's Becky, yeah. So yeah, so we've got probably 5 minutes left. So if there's any roles that you want me to look at, then please do drop in the job title or keyword, and also the location or UK wide, or indeed if you've got any other questions that you may have for me. So I'm just going to give it 30 seconds to see if anybody wants to share anything. Let's have a look. There's a Q&A coming. It'd be great to see examples of accountancy roles, managers, audit, corporate tax, personal tax as examples. So yeah, sure. So should we go with accountant? And then maybe we'll put in corporate tax as a keyword. Oh, spell. There we go. Then click search. Yeah, so you've got an accountant with keyword corporate tax, and then it's got the median salary in here. Obviously, it's a very strong sample. Median salary is 37,500, as you can see in here. Because the sample is so large, you could then start putting in probably post-qualification experience, any other qualifications that you may want them to have. So maybe we should add SEMA in as a qualification. So we add corporation to corporate tax and SEMA onto it. So it needs to, oh, actually, I should have done all, hang on a second. So I'm just resetting it. Sorry, because I pressed I pressed a too big a search on it in terms of SEMA. So give me a second. There we go. That's better. So I'm going to go with accountant. Apologies. So I go with accountant, and then I'm going to add in all. So it has to contain both. So I'm going to look at corporate tax and SEMA. Obviously, SEMA would bring back tens of thousands of results. So what I'm looking for is for it to come back with both. So as you can see, so this has gone up now to 43,000 because it's bringing the fact that it has corporation tax experience required, but also SEMA qualified as well, which is good. Another person's asked, can you show how you can use the data and tool for a range of roles for benchmarking annual salaries? So not just yet, so that's coming soon. So you can't benchmark multiple roles at the same time. So you'd have to kind of go through it one by one, if that's what you're asking. You can also, if you wanted to, you could add in all the roles that you were looking for up here. So you could put any roles that you want. You could put all of the, if you were doing sort of, I don't know, if you were doing a job family, you could put in HRBP, and you could add in reward. You could add in talent, for example. So you could add in all of those, and that will bring back all of the roles for that job family into one group. But obviously, if you wanted to have precise benchmarking, you'd have to just individually benchmark each one. But coming soon as a save feature, you'll be able to save your searches, and then towards the back end of the year, there'll also be some combination of reports, hopefully, with a dashboard, etc. You'll be able to do, but you can't do multiple roles at once on the screen, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any other questions, or would like me to take a look at any other benchmark roles at all? I'll give it another 30 seconds before we wrap things up. So if you can think of any other roles you want me to look at, you are very welcome to book a separate session with me and we can go through it one-on-one. Just email me, david@hrddatahub.com, or go on to the Ninja link that we sent out to book a call with us to go through it. Very similar session to today, no sales call, don't worry. We'll just jump on the platform and we'll have a bit of an interactive session and just kind of see what data's in there, in particular for your roles. So it looks like there's no other questions, I don't think. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining the demo this morning. If you are interested, then please reach out to me. And yeah, have a good rest of the day. Thank you.